She said she want a big dog. No, I'm just playing. All right, y'all, what's up? Today I wanted to come on here. This is like my little setting, low key. I'm at the tennis courts at my current apartment complex. Yeah. But it's been weathery, rainy, whatever, so kids haven't been out here playing football. But yeah, I wanted to come on here today and just make a more vulnerable video, but touch on a topic that I feel like everybody just has to indulge in, because it's like, I think it's like the number one drug in the world, love, and I feel like everybody at some point comes here seeking that counterpart, man, woman, whatever, and I kind of just wanted to talk about like dating in today's like day and age, and like just some tips I would personally give to people just from past experience. I haven't been in a relationship in 2.5 years, but like that is due to some of the tips I'm about to give you all. Like I feel like our society prioritizes love more than anything, and I just feel like even more than ourselves, which is kind of, because on one hand it is good that we want to pour into others and like give to them and things like that, but at the same time, like, we pour into ourselves first. So once you pour into yourself, I feel like after that, yeah, you could say love is probably like the most important thing like on this earth in terms of like human connection and what we're supposed to be like here to do, spreading love, building through love, growing with love and all that stuff, leading with love, forgiving with love and all that. Everything involves love. I think Kendrick said that in the video. When are we gonna get back to the root of this whole thing? Love. However he said it. But yeah, I want to come on here today and just talk about how like the day and age that we live in, everybody's chasing that, and we're so like, not everybody, but a lot of people you'll see are like so desperate to find somebody that they'll just settle for whoever. And I just did a video earlier on like accountability and how like a lot of times we'll meet people, and I'm guilty of this, like my first girlfriend, like I knew within like 2-3 months that we shouldn't have been together, and I think she knew that too, but like I can't speak for her, but I know for me that was my first girlfriend, so I was just like, look, I'm holding on to you until you let me go. And then my like second girlfriend, it was kind of just like, yeah, that was a little desperate, just because it was like, I don't know if anybody else is ever going to want to be with me after like I kind of just was discovering my truths about myself and all that. So we were on and off for like 3 years. We were on and off for a little bit, then back on around 3 years. And I've been single the last 2.5 years, really just because, like I said, doing self-reflection, getting out of those relationships, and just further as I've been single, I've understood that like my energy, one, is too important to just give to anybody. Two, some other people's energy is too important for you to just walk in their frequency fields and just step all over that because you need something to satisfy your ego and traumas and all that stuff. 3, like, it's a time and place, I feel like, and I say I feel like a lot because that's just how I be feeling. I'm a Gemini moon, so I think and feel a lot. Think more than feel. But I feel like it's a time and place for relationships too, because we be in seasons where we know damn well we should not broke, no money, like struggling with addictions and things like that, like no self-love, rebounding from person to person, knowing damn well we don't need to be with nobody, and we still just be like, I just need somebody, maybe they'll turn out to be. And it's like, no, why would you settle? Like, you want to be with anybody, like learn how to turn that in and be within yourself. Be with Michael Myers, it took me a minute to realize that. Like when my last ex, we broke up, I was trying to get back with her for like the longest, but like I didn't tell her, but I was just doing things to like whatever, but I wasn't doing things to, that's like I would do things like that's when I really started going out into nature, heavy on my like songwriting, like spirituality, and just the content I'm consuming, really being more aware. It's like it was sprinkled in with like, okay, I'm learning more for me, but it was still more like, okay, like I'm doing whatever I got to get her back. And then once it got to that point to where like I actually met someone else, I realized like, oh shit, like you've been doing so much work on yourself. Like that feeling of you wanting her back was at 100, and by the time it got to like 5, 6 months later, it was at like 15, 10, 15. Like it was still a piece of me that was just like, we live together. It'd be nice. We see each other every day. We're still like really good friends, I guess you could say. Or it's just like we're the only people that really hang out with each other. You'll convince yourself like, okay, like whatever. But when I met someone else, even though that didn't work out, it just felt right. Like I got those butterflies. I got the text, like those good morning, like just those, I don't know. I felt more appreciated. And I know I felt more appreciated because I was appreciating myself. In my romantic relationships, I can say like I didn't feel that appreciation a lot of times, but I know that is one projection, and two, that is matching frequencies. Like I said, when you date somebody, like all you're doing is meet somebody on the same energetic level. So whether or not like that person is spiritual when you met them or not, it's like you could be a low vibrational spiritual person, and I could be a worldly low vibrational person. Either way, we're both low vibrational. We're still on the same plane. That's like a football player and a soccer player being in the same classroom. Just because y'all play different sports don't mean y'all both aren't athletes, but it's like y'all are still, so I just, in meeting new people, when like that time was right, it felt like, okay, cool. Like now that I've spent time, whatever, like I know how to lead as a man now. I know how to plan dates. I know how to advocate for myself. Like we were only together, like me and that new girl, for like 3 or 4 months, like 3.5 months, before we just had an honest conversation. Like, hey, I don't think it's gonna work out. Like in the past, I would just be like, no, it's fine, or I'm not gonna say anything. But off rip, no hesitation. Like we both just were like, the vibe is off. Let's talk. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's just not gonna work out. And within like a week, she was gone, and it was like we moved on amicably. I would assume we're cool. Follow each other on social media, I guess. So in a way, it's just like, yeah, there's no hard feelings. At least I don't have any hard feelings. She was cool. It just was like, after a couple months, I realized like, oh, I've learned, but I'm not ready for a relationship. I'm ready to meet people and see what it's like, see what other people are like. But in terms of committing, I know I still got personal things I need to work on. So, and that was 3 years ago, y'all. Well, yeah, 2.5 years ago, almost 3 years ago. So like we literally met around this time, 2021. But I think like people be telling me, like at work, for example, like them folks at my job be telling me about like they be going on dates and like how they just like, yeah, like I'm gonna try to be discreet, because you just never know who's watching. Like people be telling me they found my social media, YouTube all the time, so you gotta be real careful with that because people be watching, stalking. So like there's this person at my job that was telling me like about like their dating history, and when they were telling me, like the red flags, the sirens were just going off in my head, and they were just like, I just can't find anybody. But then when they were talking, it seemed like every week they went on a date with a different person, and then they were sleeping with some of these people. And it was just like, to tack onto my accountability video, it's like, what are we talking about here? Like, how are we at our big ages not understanding, like, if you talk to a new person every week, there's no foundation to really get to know anybody, because you're just like, that's like watching a new TV show every week and never finishing them. Like, I'm gonna watch this show, and then once the next week starts, let me just start a new show or whatever. Like, I didn't get to finish it. I don't know how it's gonna go, and oh man, I can't find a good TV show. It's like, you're not giving good TV shows a chance. 1, 2, maybe you should pull your energy back from watching TV, metaphorically speaking, and pour that into like meditation, whatever, any type of self-help, self-growth type things. Like, I think some of us be trying to just keep trying and inserting pegs with people until we find the right person. And I don't care, I'll say it, because being somebody I'm 27, I would say I was single for about 22 years of my life. 22 years out of my 27 years of my existence, I've been single. And not that I didn't want anybody, but it just never happened. But like, I always understood, like, yeah, if I had to constantly be around people when I wasn't like myself, or if I'm always seeking that, it's just not gonna end well. And I feel like some people are so like traumatized from childhood experiences or just relationship experiences or in relationships in terms of people in general, romantic, platonic, friendship, business, whatever, that like they don't really, they're just looking for like something that works. They'll look for anything that works, like hope that shit sticks to the wall, like, and just stays up there and doesn't fall down. And it's just not good, honestly, for us. Like, it doesn't, in the long run, it never works. Like, I be talking to my siblings about this all the time. Like, one of my brothers in particular, I'd be like, yeah, bro, like, you're not gonna really find nobody, like, especially when you involve with multiple people. Like, realistically, you just gotta let that person come to you after you've worked on yourself. Like, I know I sound like a broken record as many times as I tell people, like, work on yourself and what you want to attract will come to you. Like, law of attraction is so real, y'all. I think I did a law of attraction video. I might have to make an updated one. But you gotta be like that person that you're seeking out. Be the change that you seek, you know? Like, for me, for example, the ideal woman that I want, and I'm gonna just speak it into existence because, like, whatever. I want somebody that's in shape, that cares about their health. I want somebody that speaks words of positivity, that has a good balance in terms of masculine and feminine energy, but, like, doesn't have to try to lead with that masculinity. Like, I feel like the women I've, like, been involved with, they like to, like, assert some type of dominance. And I'm just like, it don't even have to be like that. Like, we can meet in the middle and, like, you can have your feminine role and polarity, and I can have my masculine, whatever, and like we can uplift the other parts or whatever. But people just, it's like people want to get in relationships without changing themselves. And a lot of times people think, I don't get it, what's the problem? You're the problem. And I'm pointing at you, and I'm pointing at myself too. 3 fingers pointing back at me, but I'm also pointing at the camera. Like, we be our own problems. Like, I was always, like I said, I'm attracting emotionally unavailable people. Like, I don't understand, like, it's not fair. And it's just like, yeah, bro, like, you be liking folks that tell you straight up, I don't want kids. Straight up, I want marriage. I want the big diamond ring. I want the stupid wedding. Like, I'm emotionally unavailable. Like, I hate men. Like, the words people say, like, you gotta pay attention to, because that's not the people you want. Like, even, like, I be meeting people, but I realize, like, we're not on the same spiritual level. Like I said, I think I said in an old video, like, I've been, like, it's funny because it's, like, it's, you know, I be meeting people at my job, and I'm like, y'all are cool. But then, like, I realize, like, we're still not on the same, like, level, you know? Like, spiritual-wise, like, I be talking to people, and people be checked out. People don't even be listening to me and stuff like that, and I just be like, yeah, like, I just know right now that just means that you're still not in a flow state. You're still not in that state of where you want to attract at least the romantic partner you're looking for. I feel like other opportunities, like me getting, like, blessings, I'm not even gonna say what that blessing was, but, like, I've been having, like, random blessings lately, and, like, blessings that I've been looking forward to too, that have finally come in. And it's just like, yeah, like, with relationships, it's gonna come just when it's supposed to. And when it's supposed to is when you're not focused on it, when you're focused on yourself, when you're in positions to better yourselves, and you're in position to be in those places. Like, if the love of your life, if the love of your life is a musician, and you're also a musician, if you're not making music, if you're not setting up gigs, nothing like that, you're not gonna meet that person, because energetically y'all's fields aren't gonna cross. You got people that are businessmen trying to wife strippers because they're at the strip club, and they're not, like, in, like, business, like, conventions and things like that, meeting like-minded people. That's another thing too I'm really gonna go on a tangent about, is, like, a lot of us don't date people that are like-minded. A lot of us are dating people that look good physically. Carnally, they look good. Sexually, they look good. They may say something that sounds good to you, but, like, what do y'all really have in common, you know? Energy-wise, vibrationally, what do y'all really have in common? Like I said in my old video, like, I could never date somebody that doesn't have an active lifestyle. Like, I've done that in the past, where I've dated a woman that literally said she's not gonna work out. I've dated multiple women that said they don't work out, don't go to the gym, don't have athletic backgrounds. And not to say you have to have an athletic background, but it's like, I know for me personally, like, I don't wanna be with somebody where I don't get to live a long, fruitful life with them because, like, their health is an issue, or, like, that's a concern. And that's something that, like, I'm not gonna settle for. And a lot of us, like I said a million times already, we settle just because we just gotta have whatever's available. Um, you got people dating broke people. It's like, if you want to date somebody with money, don't date nobody that's broke. Not to say like you got to be shallow like that, but, or even if that's shallow, but it's like, yeah, if you don't want to date somebody that has a lot of money, it's like, stop dating people that only throw money at you, materialistic things. Like, find somebody that's grounded. Me. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, it is like cold out here, y'all. I'm kind of shaking. It's been like 15 minutes already. I'm gonna just leave it at that. It is a beautiful Sunday out here. I wish the sun was out, but you know, it's okay. The sun's been out all year, so it's time to get some of this gloomy autumn weather, fall weather. I don't like the word fall. I prefer autumn. It's a beautiful name, word. If you made it this far, I pray and continue to just manifest that you seek and attract the healthy and beautiful relationships that you are hoping to achieve in this lifetime. I know I'm trying to reach that and achieve that, and I know there's no time limit on that. It's gonna come when it does, and if it doesn't, that just means I didn't sign up for it in this lifetime. And I've already been content with the fact that, like I said, I've been single 22 out of 27 years. Not even 20% of my life I've been dating, talking to people. So like, it's a foreign concept to me still, in a way. So yeah, conceptualize it and just internalize it how you will.